First order of business is Asian cuisine. And permit. Now this is when we changing what are we doing, Kevin?
Well, this Asian cuisine appears to be a permit, a beer permit for on-premise sales. Is that correct? This is the Asian cuisine Highway 66 South. So it would require approval of this board. Now, I've reviewed the application. There are a few things that are incomplete in the application, but I think the board could perhaps inquire further on a couple of these things, or we can check out a couple of them, and I think they probably fit within it, but they're incomplete in the application. So,
what's incomplete?
Well, name and address of church
Yes.
or school nearest to you. There is an ordinance in place that requires 250 feet of distance between churches and schools and an on-premise beer permit. But I don't think you would fall within that there at Highway 66.
And they already have a beer permit, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But we're changing ownership. Is that what we're doing?
Well, I may have misread that then. I'm sorry. What is the ownership change?
You need to see the old one?
Yeah, they have, here's the old permit.
Let's see. I didn't have that in my packet. I'm sorry.
So this is change of ownership?
Yeah. I have a old one in the seat.
We have it right here.
What's your name, sir?
Last name is L.I.
Okay.
First name is C.H. Chen.
Have you purchased the entity, or same entity, but you're just changing the name? Same ownership, but just changing the name of the entity, the ownership.
The all of the change name? Yes.
Were you the owner at the first application?
As a new
You're the new owner of
Yes.
the old business, and you're
Yeah.
changing the name. Okay. I think you can entertain the motion, but
I'll make a motion to accept this application and grant the permit.
I'll second
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
thanks, sir.
Next order of business is the Rogersville Heritage Association special event permit. Melissa.
Good morning. So we are wanting to do a repeat of what's what was held at the park many, many years ago with, I guess it was barbecue, and there was beer served at that point also. But July 29th, we are gonna host a family community event with barbecue. Big H is gonna serve barbecue. They're gonna have soft drinks. They're gonna have tea, water. We're gonna have live entertainment, but we also request that we place a beer tent up for that event and be considered just as a renewal for each year to keep it an ongoing event at the park.
Kevin, have you reviewed?
I have, it would appear to qualify, pending, approval of the board. I don't see anything that would necessarily disqualify it from meeting the conditions. And I know you had asked me regarding conflict of interest, probably at this time before a motion and a vote.
Yes.
Just disclose that you do sit on the board.
Yes, and I need to recuse myself as far as voting.
And you are permitted to recuse yourself as well. You also can vote as long as you disclose the conflict, but a recusal is fine as well and would make sense, so.
I have a couple of questions, and I'll defer to the legal counsel. On the application, should we be specific as the time and date?
Which number is that?
Well,
And I do have
it's, I printed, go back to the one I printed off from email.
Now, you're asking for a permit for the year, or are you asking for just for one event?
I'm asking for this one event, but I'm also asking that, or requesting that we do want to continue with this event as a fundraiser, because we have the tavern and we have the Pettibone House that we need to begin work on. And I would, instead of paying the large amount, maybe a renewal fee every January for the year for this event.
For this event, one event each year?
Yes, at the park.
Okay, on the permit request that I printed out, in number 1, it gives the, ask for the full name of the applicant, which we have. And then it just says, picking pig in the park. That's what I printed out says. Is that what you have? That's not on what's here on the,
Yeah, there should, since this is a special event, one time, it does not ask that, but I think the motion should address when it is approved for the time and place.
I would feel better about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think you should clarify that.
I think we should, at the same time, we should clarify the date, and I also feel we should clarify the location of the park.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is the standalone beer permit. And at the time this application, I don't know how long the town has used this, but there was no separate special event ordinance, which now is in effect, which does specify all that, and this is a requirement to get that
Okay.
special event approved. So there's a separate application process that has been undertaken that may or may not be approved with the sale of beer. So this would just approve the sale of beer at that specific event. So.
And I can answer those questions if I may.
I just think we need to get it on the application itself.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, You want me to add that, or have her add that?
It's July 29th.
Melissa?
I'm sorry.
Just on the front, Danny.
On the application where, right there, that's first, the number one.
Under the number 1. So it's July 29th from 2 to 8 p.m.
Okay, now, are we also going to put the address of the park?
I know it's on the other it's on the
Yeah.
other application, but I can add it to this one.
What,
I had to complete 2 applications, and one will be presented at the BMA as well. I was given this one, and I was given a different application.
oh? Okay, I'm just going with what I have. That's all I have.
The application doesn't really, it's more set up for, probably should be tweaked a little bit, because it does not ask those questions.
But I think we should have that.
You need to have that information, I agree, but it does not ask that.
It will also be held at the front of the park, at the gazebo.
Okay, that's fine. I'm with you.
Right. See it there? Okay. Any other discussion?
I get a motion first.
Do we have a motion?
With those changes, I'll make a motion, we accept this request.
We have a motion and a second. Take a vote.
That's any discussion.
Any discussion? Take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, and I hope you'll join us that day.
Okay, I have a question. So that was approved as she can just renew that each year with the annual privilege tax, which is $100? Or are they gonna have to come?
I think at
apply?
this time that was approved as a special event.
Special
One-time
event.
special event.
Okay. So they won't be subject to the privilege tax, which renews their regular beer permit holders, like that has each year that they have to pay that $100 by December.
I'll have to check
Yeah.
on that distinction. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that
Okay.
at this moment.
I just was inquiring because we send out the notices for that and,
I'll need a little more information. My understanding was it was a standalone application for this one event.
Yeah.
We can check on that. They're, well, not effective.
Yeah.
Okay, so, if there's nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Yeah.
Second.
Second.
Fine job, Al.